All right, everybody. Word has gotten out. Greenville is a fantastic place to live, and the cost of living is so much better than the national average. We are going to talk about home prices, mortgages, mortgage interest rates, just a little bit because I'm not a lender. That's a whole thing. How much does gas cost? What about groceries? Are eggs astronomical? We're going to talk about all those things, but then I also have actual bills. And we're going to compare them with our producer, Michael, who's awesome. I have a very large house. His house would fit in my basement, I think. So we're going to go through that. And if you just have questions, I'm going to try to cover as much as possible in this video, but reach out to the team. We want to help you, whether that's in Travelers Rest or Spartanburg or downtown Greenville, could even be all the way out in Anderson at the lakes. We would love to help you, so reach out to the team because this is what we're really good at. And we kind of love you guys for it. So here we go. Let's just go ahead and dive directly into home prices and some market trends. What we are seeing right now is average price point for Greenville is somewhere, I think it stays typically an average of 10 to 15% below what the national average is. Now, Greenville specifically is pretty insulated. Right now, the market is pretty stable. Houses in Greenville, they keep their value. Even all the way back with the housing crisis from 2008 to 2012, homes in Greenville, there were only about 30 to 35% of the market was actual distressed sales, meaning foreclosures, short sales. Short sales means that you sell it for less than what you owe, and the bank is okay with that. But right now, our market actually has less than 3% distressed sales, which means our market's pretty healthy. And what that means is that when a market is healthy and demand is healthy, prices go up. So the upstate average price point tends to live right around 350, 360,000. Now, I've got a cumulative historical stats just as of last month in May. So here you can see the median price of the homes for sale here is up just a little bit, but the cumulative price for right now, we are seeing average price points are around 315 to 340. And that has fluctuated over the years, but really this means that it is more affordable. We have people under contract on houses that we've been talking to for like the last year or two. So if you are just starting the conversation, you know that you're retiring in 2026, it's a great time to reach out. Start your research, decide where you're going to land, and really start looking at these housing prices. We're also seeing a days on market shift where there's actual inventory on the market, y'all. Like it's not just, it's not like the COVID years of 2021 to 2022 when things just sold like this. They sit on the market a little bit now. So our average days on market has actually continued to go up. I think it's pretty normal for a house to sit on the market for about 2 months now. Now, if you price something right, it's going to sell in the first week or two. If it's maybe slightly overpriced because you wanted to try out a price, one, you should talk to your realtor about that because definitely you need to price it where the realtor says, hey, we should price it here. But if you tried a little bit of a higher price and you are on the market for just a little bit longer, it may take about 2 months to sell your house. And that's actually better than other areas of the country. We have a lot of people, so you guys that are watching right now and live in Florida, I have been watching your market, and there are areas of the Florida market that have actually seen the first depreciation in years. You have a lot of new construction, and it's hard to sell a lived-in resale home whenever you have new construction right down the street for the same price or less than what you bought your house for 2 years ago. Things to think through. I know it's happening, but here's the thing. When it comes to real estate, that's my world. This is what I live and breathe. And so reach out to me because I want to answer your questions about it. I want to discuss it with you. Also, we have a live show called the GVL Gab Thursday nights at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And I come on the show live and I answer your questions. We look at maps, I pull up home searches, and I talk about what's going on here in the area. It's something that I love to do. And show up with your favorite beverage and we'll sit and we'll talk for an hour. It's pretty fun. Hope to see you next week. So anyways, all of this to say, housing prices with what you can buy here compared to what you can buy, say, in some northern states or some western states, we'll leave them unnamed, is just so much better. Our taxes are lower. Our overall cost of living is just better. And a lot of it is wrapped up into our real estate property. All right, so let's talk about some other things that everybody has to actually, like, everybody needs groceries, right? We've gone into the grocery stores and said, hey, look, what's the cost of eggs and milk and everything? Now, I will say this, the South has this really cool thing called farmers markets, and we buy a lot of our produce at the farmers markets. It doesn't cost anything different usually than the veggies or the fruit that's in the grocery stores. So I can get it fresher and from somebody who I actually can create a relationship with. That's one of the really cool things that is South Carolina, or just we'll say the upstate, is you can create a relationship with the people who you're buying things from. And it's not just your big box grocery stores. I haven't paid for eggs in months because we have friends that have chickens. It's really easy to find those friends that have chickens.
I'm the same. My brother has chickens.
Michael's brother has chickens. My husband just comes home with dozens of eggs because somebody that works at the City of Travelers Rest, their chickens are overproducing right now. So I have I don't know, 24 eggs in my fridge. It's great. And we go through them and whatever. It's one of those things that you don't have to specifically shop the big grocery stores if you don't want to. Now, obviously we do, and there's different grocery stores. So you have your Publix, Walmart grocery stores, Food Lion, Ingles, Aldi, Lidl's. What other grocery stores are there? There's a Harris Teeter downtown.
Lowe's.
Lowe's Food. There's like one of those.
No, there's few. There are like the Greer.
Okay, so Lowe's Food is like, that was the first big thing that you could actually go in and like get a beer and walk around and grocery shop. That was a whole thing.
They also have they have a lot of like very niche foods.
Yes, kind of like a Trader Joe's.
Try selling at Trader Joe's.
Yeah. So, I mean, Trader Joe's, you got to be on trade. If you need your Trader Joe's, you're going to live near Woodruff Road, probably. We saw the same thing here with inflation, that my grocery bill went from, I would say, so a family of 5, 3 little people, and our grocery bill, it's about $350, $400 every 2 weeks. And that's pretty standard. We don't eat out a lot. We eat at home a lot. But it used to be that I could get out of the grocery store for like $250. So over the course of like the last year, my grocery bill has probably gone up $100 to $200 a month. But really, like, food here, I don't know, like, it's compared to other states. I would love to know in the comments what your grocery bill is in comparison. If it's just you and a partner, or you guys are, if it's just you and this, what's your grocery bill? And do you also have the opportunity to shop local where you live? Or is that really a South Carolina thing? I think it's a South Carolina thing where we have all of these fresh farmers markets and they're everywhere and they're consistent. So
not just produce, but
no,
we get fresh.
I mean, we bought half a cow one year.
Yeah.
And had it butchered the way that we wanted to.
They're doing it again this year, but my brother also got 2 turkeys.
Oh, yeah.
And he named them Thanksgiving and Christmas.
The turkeys are Thanksgiving and Christmas.
And Christmas didn't make it, unfortunately, but Thanksgiving did.
All right, let's move on from food. Gas prices. Okay. Now, Michael, you filled up on gas this morning, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was like
$2.50 a gallon.
Yeah, that's not bad.
But also, I was off Woodruff Road yesterday,
which is a more, yes.
and it was like almost $3 a gallon.
Yeah, it depends where you are in the upstate for gas prices. But I know gas prices are lower here. My sister-in-law and brother-in-law live in North Carolina, and they pay over $3, probably $1 more for gas than here. I know out in California, the last time I was there, gas was over $4 a gallon.
I was in Seattle a couple weeks ago.
Oh, that's right.
If I remember correctly, I saw it for like $5.
$5.50 a gallon. I want to know in the comments, how much is your gas right now? Now, I will say this. I haven't paid for gas in over 3 years.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Even like
because I drive an electric vehicle. So when I charge in the fast chargers, though, that is where. So I do go to the fast chargers, and I think the most I've ever paid was $32 for a charge. But typically, if I have to go there, it's maybe $15 to $20 to charge my vehicle. And then I just charge my car at home, and it does get added to my electric bill, but it doesn't really change much about my electric bill, which is a lot of fun. So, I mean, here gas prices are lower. They have typically been lower during COVID and maybe a previous political administration. We did see gas prices go like $1.20, $1.30. It was wild. They got super low here, but right now I would say they've averaged out to somewhere in the mid $2 range. Now taxes. I found one of our vehicle tax bills for 2025. Now this is for a motorcycle. So I will tell you that like motorcycles, boats, trailers, stuff like that, they do tend to be kind of expensive. This tax bill came for my husband's Harley, and it's $116. Here, somebody wants to pay that for me. Thanks. Then property taxes on like your houses depends on where you're at, like if you're within city limits or only county limits. Now we're gonna let me flip over here. Let's just look at an area. Let's look at our average price point of 300 to 400, and typically somebody's looking at a 3-bedroom 2-bathroom house. And then let's go to the map, and then we're gonna draw a box around Greenville. So let's see here. So we have a $300,000 house in Piedmont. Its taxes are just over $1,500. Let's go to a $385,000 house. Cute little house, no garage though. 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom, 1,000 square feet. This is within a city limit. $2,700.
Oh my goodness.
Mm-hmm. Yep, this is right next to St. Francis. So it goes to show you, like, it depends on where you're at.
Like Judson area?
Mm-hmm. Let's see here. What else do we have? Taylor's. So we have this Taylor's home, a little bit of an older home, 382, 4-bed, 2.5 bath, 22 to 2,400 square feet. Its taxes are $1,400. So if you want to live close to downtown, you're just going to pay more, about $1,000 more in taxes is what it looks like.
Just based off looking at
just this. Now let's see here. Let's go and look at a lot of houses for sale in the 300 to 400 range. Let's say you're looking, I've had a lot of people that are interested in this Duncan, Inman, Lyman area. And let's go look at that. There's also a ton of new construction out there. So let's look at this. This one is in Inman. It's a 4-bedroom, 2-bathroom, 24 to 2,600, and no taxes. It's new construction that's already done. Let's see here. Let's do this one. This one looks good. This house is in Boiling Springs, 4-bed, 2-bathroom, 16 to 1,800 square feet. If I show you anything in this video and you're like, Aubree, I like that house. What? That house is $1,300, almost $1,400 in taxes. So I would say the average, when you're not in city limits, for a 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom house within that 300 to 400 range is most likely around $1,400 in taxes. It's across sizes. If that is something where you're like, Aubree, that's why we're moving, because I pay $8,000 in property taxes in Connecticut, or $12,000 in property taxes in, I don't know, Idaho. Reach out to me. Reach out to the team, because I don't know, cost of living here is a lot better than other parts of the country. We know that for a fact. And property taxes is one of those things that it has a lot to do with it. Next, we're going to go into our utilities, because everybody has to pay for power, water, maybe gas, so on. I have to pay for my trash service. So here's the deal. We're going to bring our favorite character on the channel into view.
All right, scoot over.
Okay.
All right, and
All foot up.
I've got my own mic, guys.
Look at this. Here.
No, I got my own.
You do have your own.
We don't have to share mics.
No. Here, this is mine.
Yeah, that's yours. Get that away from me.
Mine. Okay. All right.
I'm kidding. Here we go.
So we're gonna say the power bill, because that's the big one.
Oh yeah, we gotta make them wait. Can we start with the natural gas bill, because this is actually hilarious.
Yes. How much is your natural gas bill?
Total amount due June 23rd, $8.
So I actually don't have natural gas like that. We are off of propane, and I think we pay like $80 a quarter.
Well, also the only thing gas in my house is the heat, and the heat's not on. So the $8, it's just. But like over the winter, I think I've paid up to like $80
Yeah.
for a month.
Do you have to pay for trash service?
No.
How is that calculated? Is that in your rent or your taxes?
I guess I rent
Where I live, I have to pay for trash service.
and property tax.
And yes, all of it. We pay $65 a month to have our trash picked up.
$65 a month?
Yeah.
Y'all must have a lot of trash.
One trash can every week.
Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah, I know.
For context, by the way,
Oh, yeah.
okay, so
Should.
Aubree lives in Travelers Rest. I live in Taylor's.
Mm-hmm. I live in a 4,600 square foot house on acreage
I live in a 900 square foot house
within a city limit.
within a city limit, like on a main street.
Yeah. So very different.
So I figure that like if we took my numbers and your numbers and like averaged them, that it would kind of be like the average.
It would, though I'm very interested. What's your water bill?
My water bill, let's see. This past month, amount due $40.38.
Okay. So listen to this. When this is us running our sprinklers all the time.
Okay.
We have a giant pool that we've had to fill up. I also have 3 children that I bathe on a regular basis, and a husband who is weird about staying clean. He's very OCD. So we use a lot of water around here. My water bill was only like $66, $20 more than yours.
Wow.
Yeah,
Does
I know.
that can't be with filling up the pool?
Yeah, it is actually. Let's see here. We use 24,000 gallons so far this month.
That's wild. I only used 700 gallons. I'm getting ripped off over here. All right, this is the
big one.
This is the big one. And there's a little bit of drama going around about the power company.
Just a little bit.
So we can talk about
We
that.
have 2 different power companies. I will say that yours is the one that 80% of everybody who lives in the area uses. And then because I live a little bit further out of town, I have a different company where there's a ton of opinion right now.
Yes, for
So-
good reason.
You use Duke Energy.
I use Duke Energy. By the way, we're both on Greenville Water, and I'm on Piedmont Natural Gas. Okay, Duke Energy, again, 900 square foot house.
Yeah.
My power bill, $71.82.
So my house is a little bit bigger. Last month was $436.88. Blue Ridge Electric. This month currently is $386. I've been trying to keep the lights off.
Then peak hours hit, and you're like, everybody turn the lights off.
Look, so here's the tea. Blue Ridge decided to do this peak hours thing where they started charging you more money for the peak hours. And so we do our laundry at different times. I've never had to do this in my entire time living in Greenville. My husband pays the bills, and he said that back in February, it got really cold or something, and our electric bill was like almost $800. And that's when Blue Ridge Electric, gee thanks Blue Ridge, decided to change how they build everything. It was double, and I don't know why.
All right, so really quick. So like average between $71 and $386 plus 71 divided by 2. So average electric bill, I guess, would be like $228.50. I mean,
Probably in your average $300,000 to $400,000
yeah.
house that's probably 16 to 2,200 square feet is about the average.
I also have no kids.
No kids.
It's just me in my house.
A dog.
And a dog, yeah.
Yeah. So I would say average electric bill would probably be about $100 to $200.
Yeah.
Without too much of a problem.
And then gas, I mean, the gas varies a lot. I mean, if you've got a gas range that
or
factors
gas
in.
heat, which a lot of you guys like gas heat. And I don't quite know why. Maybe because it gets hot faster.
Maybe, I don't know.
I don't know. It's pretty 50-50 here if you have electric heat or gas heat. So if you're interested in this stuff and you're like, hey, we actually showed our bills this time so that we could give you real numbers, reach out to us. We would love to help. And you should go watch our other videos and catch Michael and the other videos, making sure that showers are tall enough and such. And we'll catch you next time.